Hello and welcome to Sports Buzz, your one-stop destination to all that's making news from the fields of sports. In the next half an hour, we'll update you with all that's making news from the ongoing ICC T20 World Cup and a lot more. Stay tuned, I'm Tanvi Taneja. Up first, the headlines. President Ramnath Kovind confers Padma Awards 2021 in New Delhi. Divyang K.Y. Venkatesh, who led India at the 5th Dwarf Olympic Games in 2009. Athlete Sudha Singh Ahas, mountaineer Dr. Anshu Jamsenpa and youngest national basketball captain P. Anita among the sports personalities conferred with the prestigious Padma Shri. Knockout matches for ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2021 semi-finals begin tomorrow. England to lock horns with New Zealand for a place in the semi-final at Abu Dhabi next afternoon. Indian cricket team end its campaign in the ICC Men's T20 World Cup with a 9-wicket victory over Namibia on Monday. Men in blue end the Kohli Shastri era on a high. In first-class cricket, Vidarbha bowler Akshay sets new world record for the most economical figures ever bowled in T20 cricket, as the 29-year-old did not concede a single run in the match against Manipur on Monday. And Barcelona presented Xavi Hernandez as new head coach. The 41-year-old Barca great signed his contract, which runs until 2024. So let's get started with our lead story in Sports Buzz. The Padma Awards 2021 ceremony took place today, where President Ramnath Kovind conferred prestigious Padma Awards to sports athletes and dignitaries. The President awarded the prestigious Padma Shri to K.Y. Venkatesh, who led India at the 5th Dwarf Olympic Games in 2009, and India had bagged a total of 17 medals at the event then. Differently abled since birth, he bravely faced many challenges and yet emerged as a winner in various sporting activities. International athlete in the 3,000-meter steeplechase event and 42-kilometer marathon, Sudha Singh Ahas also been awarded with Padma Shri. Sudha Singh, Arjuna awardee, received the award today by the President in Darbar Hall, Rashtrapati Bhavan, New Delhi. The President also awarded Padma Shri to Dr. Anshu Jamsenpa, who holds 2 world records as the fastest woman mountaineer to summit Mount Everest twice in 5 days and the first woman mountaineer for double ascents of Mount Everest. And P. Anita, the youngest ever player to have captained the senior Indian side of national basketball team at the age of 19, was also conferred with the prestigious Padma Shri Award in New Delhi today. P. Anita has represented Indian national basketball women team for 18 years. So proud winners of the Padma Shri Award and their family and friends cheering them at this prestigious event. Moving on in sports buzz now, let's talk about ICC T20 Men's Cricket World Cup. Well, the Indian cricket team ended its campaign in the ICC T20 World Cup with a 9-wicket victory over Namibia. In the final match of Super 12, India defeated Namibia by 9 wickets. This is India's third consecutive win in the competition. However, the Indian team is already out of the semi-final race. Team India achieved the target of 133 runs to win over Namibia, losing 1 wicket with 28 balls to spare. Rohit Sharma scored 56 runs in 37 balls with the help of 2 sixes and 7 fours. At the same time, Rahul played an innings of 54 not out in 36 balls. Surya Kumar Yadav contributed 25 not out. Earlier, Namibia's team could only manage 132 runs for 8 wickets. So Jadeja took 3 wickets for 16 runs. On the other hand, Ashwin took 3 wickets for 20 runs. Bumrah took 2 wickets. David Wise scored 26 and Stephen Bard scored 21 runs for Namibia. And now, as we are all tracking the World Cup, we have the names of teams who will be playing in the super semi-finals of the ongoing T20 Cricket World Cup. While England, New Zealand, Pakistan and Australia will be playing to book a berth in the finals, there is lot many factors that will play a key role in the execution of the semi-final. Take a look at our next report that brings you detailed analysis over these teams.
The ICC Men's T20 Cricket World Cup 2021 semi-finalists are confirmed now, as the T20 Cricket World Cup is just 4 group stage matches away from the grand finale. The knockouts will begin from 10th of November, whereas the finals will be played on 14th of November, which is a Sunday. Let's take a look at all important details of the T20 Cricket World Cup pertaining to the semi-finals and the finals. The first semi-final will be played between England and New Zealand at Abu Dhabi on 10th of November, whereas the second semi-final will be played between Pakistan and Australia at Dubai on 11th of November. The semi-finalists for this edition are England, Australia, Pakistan and New Zealand. The final 4 were decided after a hard-fought Super 12 stage where the 2 top teams from each group made it through to the semi-finals. While England and Australia qualified from Group 1, Pakistan and New Zealand made it from Group 2. Need of reserve day. The reserve day will be taken into consideration only if the minimum number of overs necessary to constitute a match, at least 5 overs per side, cannot be bowled on the scheduled day. Will the match be completed on the reserve day? And further to this, if a match starts on the scheduled day and overs are reduced following an interruption but no further play is possible, the match will resume on the reserve day at the point where the last ball was played. What happens in case of a tie? If any of the semi-final matches are tied, a super over is played. If the super over is a tie, then subsequent super overs shall be played until there is a winner. Unless exceptional circumstances arise, there shall be an unlimited number of super overs played to achieve a result. Weather conditions. If following a tie, weather conditions prevent the super over from being completed, or if the match is abandoned or a no result is there, then the team that finished first in its Super 12 group will progress to the finals. The T20 Cricket World Cup that was delayed by a year due to the COVID-19 pandemic is finally coming to its final stages, where the top 4 will perform to their best level for the T20 Cricket World Cup final. Sports Desk, DD India.
So if weather plays spoil sport, you know all the rules now, how the teams will progress to the final. Moving on in sports buzz, well, India's most successful coach, Ravi Shastri, and captain Virat Kohli era ended on a high note with the big win against Namibia. While Shastri will exit Team India's dressing room as the coach after the T20 World Cup 2021, Kohli will leave T20 international captaincy. The Kohli-Shastri era ends with no ICC trophy for the duo, as India have failed to lift an ICC trophy during Kohli and Shastri's reign.
Outgoing head coach Ravi Shastri and skipper Virat Kohli all smiles as India finished their T20 World Cup campaign on a positive note with a victory over Namibia in the team's final Super 12 match in Dubai. Very rarely has an Indian team played such an inconsequential game at an ICC event since its league game in the year 1992 World Cup against South Africa after already being out of the race for the semi-finals. It's not for the first time that India are out of a global tournament before the last four stages, but never has it been so frustrating where one could clearly read the writing on the wall. India lost two crucial tosses, batted awfully in games that mattered, and then on a dew-laden surface bowled atrociously. For Kohli, who's all set to even lose his ODI captaincy in the coming days, this wasn't how he would have liked to end his T20 captaincy stint, with the national team having already quit IPL captaincy. Enviable home record. Ever since Ravi Shastri was appointed as a full-time coach of the Indian team on 13th of July 2017, India became a force to reckon with at home. They played 137 international games on home soil, out of which they lost only 37. Overall, in 184 games as coach, India tasted success in 119 games, losing 53 times and signs off with a comfortable win-loss ratio of 2.25. Two big Test series wins in Australia. India had not won a Test series in Australia in their 71 years of Test cricket history, but that changed under Ravi Shastri. Virat Kohli's men conquered the Aussies in their own backyard in the year 2018-19 and became the first Asian team to achieve that feat. Shastri had then termed this milestone as big as the 1983 World Cup victory. India proved that it wasn't a flash in the pan as they breached the Australian fortress once again with a 2-1 Test series win a couple of years later. World Test Championship Final. Under Ravi Shastri and Virat Kohli, India emerged as a Test cricket powerhouse. With informed batters, quality spinners and a lethal pace attack, India reached the final of the inaugural World Test Championship. Though they stumbled on the final hurdle against New Zealand, but one match can't take away what they had did in whites during the 2 years leading up to the World Test Championships final. Leading a Test series in England. Ravi Shastri had often termed that Indian team of the present as the best travelling side in the world, and Kohli's men walked the talk under him. Team India proved their mettle in England too as they led the match 5 Test series by 2-1. Before the final match at Manchester was postponed due to COVID-19 cases in the Indian camp. On the tour, India conquered the Oval in 4th Test, their first Test win at the venue since year 1971. So where did it go wrong? It is first time since the year 2017 Champions Trophy that an Indian men's team has failed to reach at least the semi-final stage of an ICC event. They were champions in the 50-over Champions Trophy in the year 2013, followed by runners-up finish in T20 World Cup in the year 2014. In 2015 ODI World Cup, the team lost in the semi-finals. The 2016 T20 World Cup saw them reach the last 4 stages, while they lost to Pakistan in the 2017 final of the 50-over Champions Trophy. In the year 2019, their ODI World Cup campaign ended in the semi-final, and the 2-year-long World Test Championship also ended in a final defeat. Despite the disappointments in the ICC events, Ravi Shastri's coaching saw India Test team beat Australia twice in their backyard, tie Test series ongoing against England, and challenge South Africa and New Zealand in the limited overs format. In his coaching, India have won 13 out of 21 Tests, 43 out of 60 ODIs, and 26 T20 internationals out of 37 on his watch. For a team that has favourites tag around their neck in big events that they keep coming up short when it matters, has done little good. And if nothing, it also raises questions. Have they learned their lessons from Oval 2017, Manchester 2019 and Southampton 2021? Such meltdowns with the bat in short periods has proven to be their biggest undoing, and one that has ensured Virat Kohli, Ravi Shastri era will end without a global title to show. From Shastri's flamboyance to Dravid's calmness, a new era set to dawn for Indian cricket, and let us hope it augurs well for Indian cricket. Sports Desk, DD India.
So, if you look at hindsight, quite a successful run for Virat Kohli and Ravi Shastri. Now, moving on ahead of the semi-final match between England and New Zealand, which is to be played on Wednesday, Team England has suffered a jolt as Jason Roy suffers calf injury. The team has confirmed its star opener, Jason Roy, is out for the remainder of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2021 after suffering a calf injury. Roy has been replaced in England's squad for semi-finals by James Wince, following approval by the tournament's event technical committee. England captain Owen Morgan fared the worst after Roy went down during England's final Super 12 match against South Africa, and the opener has now been ruled out of the tournament. So we'll have to see who emerges the winner in tomorrow's encounter between England and New Zealand. Back home in first-class cricket, Vidarb's bowler Akshay has created a new world record in T20 cricket. Akshay has become the first bowler in the world to concede 0 runs in 4 overs. That's right, 0 runs in 4 overs. Vidarbh all-rounder Akshay achieved this feat in the Syed Mushtaq Ali T20 tournament in their match against Manipur. So 0 runs in 4 overs, quite a feat there. Moving on now onto some football action now. New Barcelona coach Xavi Hernandez has said that his first task will be to set out a series of rules for the players to restore order as he takes over at a difficult moment in the club's history. Xavi, aged 41, was announced as Ronald Koeman's replacement over the weekend after an agreement was reached to rescind his contract with Al Sadd. He was presented in front of almost 10,000 supporters at the Camp Nou on Monday, signing his contract on the pitch in front of his family.
Barcelona presented Xavi Hernandez as their new head coach in front of thousands of fans at the Camp Nou. The 41-year-old Barca great signed his contract, which runs until 2024, on the pitch alongside club president Joan Laporta.
Thank you very much. I don't want to get emotional, but I am very excited and I want to thank the club. The supporters, you are spectacular. I just want to tell you one thing. Just as I said it 2 days ago, this is the biggest club in the world and I am going to work hard to reach your expectations. Barcelona can't accept a draw or a defeat. We have to win all the games. He has marked the history of the club. We have seen it. I think there is no precedent of a presentation of a coach and there is so much hope in the stadium. Xavi already transmits joy, confidence, hope, and I have seen the people excited like never before. That is Xavi's merit, because Xavi is a homegrown man, a man of the club who knows the institution perfectly well.
Xavi is an absolute legend at FC Barcelona. His 767 appearances for the senior team were a record until he was surpassed recently by Leo Messi. In his 17 years in the first team, that is from 1998 to 2015, he won 25 major trophies. That includes 8 Liga, 4 Champions League, 3 Copa del Rey, 2 Club World Cup, 2 European Super Cups, and 6 Spanish Super Cups major trophies. A life in Blaugrana. However, in total, he was at the club for 24 years, beginning as an under-12 in the year 1991-92. One of the greatest midfielder maestros of all time, he helped redefine the art with his creative mind, pinpoint passing and sublime ability to read the game. The utter brains of the team, he made up for his lack of physical might with extraordinary wits, superb skills and an extraordinary talent for governing everything that went on in the middle of the park. Louis van Gaal gave Xavi his first team debut in the year 1998 and he immediately scored a regular place in the starting 11. It was in the Frank Rijkaard from 2003 that he truly exploded, and under Pep Guardiola from 2008 he became regarded as one of the greatest players ever to grace the game. After Carlos retired, he assumed the captaincy and eventually departed the club in the year 2015. 6 years later and he's back, this time as a coach, where some of his charges are former playing colleagues Sergio Gerard Piqué, Sergi Roberti, Jordi Alba and Ter Stegen. Coaching experience. Xavi played out the final years of his career at Al Sadd in Qatar, and after hanging up his boots in the year 2019, he became the team coach. He'd only been in the position for a few months when he won the Qatari Super Cup and also led the team to the semi-finals of the AFC Champions League. In total, he coached the team to 7 different trophies, 3 of them in the year 2021. Sports Desk, DD India.
So behind every successful team is the coach, the managers, the support staff. On to tennis now. Novak Djokovic won a record-extending 6th Paris Masters title by avenging his US Open final defeat against Russian Daniil Medvedev with a 4-6, 6-3, 6-3 victory in Sunday's showpiece match. More in this report.
The records keep flowing for Novak Djokovic. One day after clinching a 7th-year-end #1 finish in the ATP rankings, the Serbian claimed a record-breaking 37th ATP Masters crown when he avenged his US Open final loss to Daniil Medvedev in the final of the Paris Masters. Djokovic rallied to victory from a set down for the 14th time this season to capture his 6th Bercy title. In a first Paris final to feature the top 2 players in the ATP rankings since 1990, world #1 Djokovic overcame #2 ranked defending champion Medvedev 4-6, 6-3, 6-3 in 2 hours and 15 minutes. The ATP Masters 1000 title leaders are Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, Andre Agassi, Andy Murray. The 34-year-old secured year-end #1 for a record 7th time and with his 48th match win of a standout season. He breaks a tie with Rafael Nadal for most Masters 1000 titles. Djokovic won 27 of 36 points at the net and struck 38 winners, dominating Medvedev in rallies under 5 shots. Djokovic and Medvedev, who beat the Serbian in September's US Open final, will next head to Turin for the Nitto ATP Finals to be held from 14th to 21st November. Sports Desk, DD India.
Life does come full circle and so do sporting events. That's how Daniil Medvedev and Novak Djokovic have faced each other in recent months. In some more football action now, Watford have announced the signing of Nigeria goalkeeper Maduka Okoye for an undisclosed fee from the Dutch club Sparta Rotterdam. The 5.5-year deal will begin on 1st of January next year and run until the end of 2026-27 season. The 22-year-old will spend the rest of the 2021-22 campaign back with Sparta Rotterdam on a loan deal. Okoye has made 13 appearances for Nigeria since making his debut in a 1-1 draw with Brazil in 2019. Okoye began his career in Germany, enjoying a spell at Bayer Leverkusen before turning professional with Fortuna Düsseldorf in 2017. Born in Germany to a Nigerian father and German mother, the 22-year-old played in the youth ranks at Borussia Mönchengladbach, Bayer Leverkusen and Fortuna Düsseldorf before moving to Sparta Rotterdam in the summer of 2020. He won Sparta's Player of the Season award last term for a string of stellar performances, helping his side claim an 8th place finish in the league. Paul Pogba has been ruled out of France World Cup qualifiers against Kazakhstan and Finland after suffering a right thigh injury. The Manchester United player was seen leaving Monday's training session with team doctor Frank Le Gaulle. He is being replaced in the squad by AS Roma's Jordan Veretout. Pogba's missed United last 2 Premier League matches, the 2-0 defeat to Manchester City as well as the 3-0 win at Tottenham through suspension after being sent off in the 5-0 loss to Liverpool. France are at the top of their qualifying Group D with 12 points from 6 games, and a victory against Kazakhstan will secure them a place in the next year's World Cup finals. Newcastle United have appointed Eddie Howe to succeed Steve Bruce as the Premier League's club head coach. Howe, who has signed a contract until the summer of 2024, has not been in management since he left Bournemouth in August 2020 following relegation. With this, he takes over with Newcastle 19th in the table, 5 points from safety after 11 games. So that's it in this edition of Sports Buzz. Hope you enjoyed watching the show. We'll be back tomorrow same time with the latest sporting action and of course the latest sports buzz. So until we meet again, it's goodbye from all of us here. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.
दीदी, आप गर्भ निरोधक गोलियां लेती हैं?